Hey folks, welcome back to the Logic Speak podcast. I'm your host, Adam Bieber, and typically Jason Etheridge is sitting across from me, but not today. Today, I am joined by our Director of IT Strategy, Andre, who's going to be joining me on the podcast today to talk about IT leadership, your role, an event that you and I just went to. So, Andre, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man, it's good to have you. It's fun to be in the studio together. Pretty much since you came back to Logic Speak, I told you this day was coming. So you've had plenty of time to prepare.
Yeah, probably faster than I expected, but I'm really thrilled to be here.
Yeah, thank you. So little backstory, Andre has a really cool history with Logic Speak. He started here several years ago, has done some amazing work in the consulting space and fractional IT leadership space, and came back to Logic Speak to help us build a new practice within our company for our clients. And so we're going to talk a bit about that. And then I really want to unpack the trip we just went on. So you and I were in South Beach, Miami, which was pretty cool, or Miami Beach.
Yes.
Staying at the Fountain Blue at an incredible industry conference where you and I were learning, networking with a ton of people, and just developing our skills and understanding and knowledge in this space and industry. So I do want to talk a little bit about that because there is a tie to our core values even within that. But Andre, why don't you share your story arc with Logic Speak? But also, I really want you to share also where you're from because you have a European accent, and so it'd be cool to share a little bit about where you're from and then you can fast forward to your Logic Speak story.
Yeah, I think the accent that you hear, and it kind of comes and goes sometimes. It's like you hinted from Europe. I'm originally from Slovakia, and I moved here about 18 years ago. So
sweet.
And shortly after, or closely shortly after, I met Jason, and we started we became friends. I did a couple of trainings for his team and eventually joined.
Okay, yeah.
Logic Speak.
Old school Logic Speak, long time ago. Smaller, much smaller team.
Much smaller
and
team.
he brought you in to do some leadership and tech training?
That's right. Cool. So it was a team building and development. And so did a couple of trainings for, imagine, IT technicians, trying to do team building activities together.
That's great.
So it was a lot of fun, and I think it left an impact, and I think that's why I ended up at Logic Speak.
Yeah, that's awesome. So then you came on board full time. You were here for a number of years, and then
yes. So I came in as a service delivery manager, kind of running the technical team, how we actually deliver support to people.
Awesome.
And our clients. I've done that for about 5 and so years. And during those years, I discovered how critical support and technology is for businesses. And so I wanted to try it on my own and do help clients in kind of consulting ways that I would bring a little bit of strategy to companies that might not have either the awareness or the funds to have a full internal IT. And then our paths with Logic Speak cross again when Jason and his team started to dreaming what's the next evolution of MSP, where the more strategic services or technical leadership is part of it. And so we joined back together.
Yeah. No, man, it's a really cool story. It's a really neat testament of your character and integrity. To be able to leave an organization well and come back well is fantastic. I applaud you for that. What's really neat is I remember 18 months ago when I came on board at Logic Speak, we had a meeting just a couple rooms over where we're drawing on the board and we're talking about what is the future of our industry. And for those that don't know, maybe you're watching this and you're, wait a minute, what are those 3 letters? MSP is managed service provider. It's another term in the industry for an IT services company, which is what we do. But as we grow and as we iterate and as we evolve, one of the things that we wrote on the board was fractional IT leadership. And so for 18 months, we've been talking about it. We've been planning, we've been strategizing, we've been developing. And so the timing of you coming back to really fill the gaps and help take on the leadership of this role is fantastic.
Which I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Please.
I think it's a testament to logic speak or MSPs that actually think strategically and
Sure.
don't just do support.
Yeah.
I think it's a great testament to how good of a logic speak MSP is.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Yeah. And the character of our leadership, of Jason and Ashley, and the way that they guide and lead our organization forward. So it's really, really neat. So there's a couple of components that we've been able to like really hone in on that you're already leading really well in. And when it comes to fractional IT leadership, we're talking about a company, maybe 25 on the very, very small end, maybe 50 employees ish, all the way up to maybe 250 to 500 employees ish, where there's gaps in the technology leadership area. You could just be needing a fractional IT director, somebody that's going to provide leadership over the IT staff and personnel that's in place, help guide projects, just help be a little bit more of a strategic thinker, report up to the COO, all the way up to a CTO that's going to sit in those C-suite meetings, that's going to go to board meetings and provide roadmaps and strategy and really provide a high level of leadership capacity for a company that maybe doesn't have the capacity in the moment to hire a 300 or 400K CTO, but they know that they need that strategic thinker at that seat to be able to help guide the decisions that are made for the future of the company. And that's a really critical role. I've heard you say this before. I've heard other people say this before, that every company is a technology company.
That's right.
And so how are you using your technology? And I'm really excited about what it is that you're doing. We already have a couple of fractional clients, but I'm excited about the level of leadership and capacity that you're able to bring to businesses to help them stay relevant, stay ahead, plan for growth, scalability, and technology is so crucial to that. It's no longer just a nice to have. It's deeply integrated into every aspect of business.
That's right, and it doesn't really matter what size you are. Like you mentioned, you can be a small 25-person company, or you can be a couple hundred users or employees.
Sure.
And what we say in Logic Speak is, how do we take the technology out of the IT closet and bring it into the boardroom or the decision table?
It's great.
And for some, it might mean that, hey, your best next step is to hire somebody internally to help with the technical support, or it's to bring somebody like Logic Speak to take care of supporting your needs. The other ways, like you mentioned, whether it's the IT director role that you might already have one or two technical people on staff, but they are in the weeds and they're just providing support. There's no thought process behind tools or strategy. Sure. And you might need the help of, hey, let's focus not just on the ticket, but can we see a little bit of a bigger picture? And is this technology going to help me grow or achieve the goal that we have as a business?
Yeah.
And so I don't think it matters what size you are. You have to deal with the technology, and for us to come and help you and guide you through how to actually utilize it to get what you need out of it.
Yeah, completely. Because for the longest time, I mean, as long as I've been around, which is not as long as you have, you've got more gray in your beard than I do. But as long as I've been around, there have been like continuous process improvement. There's strategies to create scalable processes, and we talk a lot about process and what that looks like. Maybe it's operations or sales or marketing, things like that. But from a technology standpoint, we also have to look at when a business starts or is in the early stages, or maybe they've been around a long time, but they're still smaller. You can operate in a certain way with certain technologies that when you double in size, you just can't operate the same way. And a lot of people grow faster than their ability to evolve technologically. And so what happens is you end up with all of these bottlenecks in your process from a technology standpoint that create friction, make it difficult to move forward. And to your point, if you're just zoomed in on the ticket and not zooming out to see, okay, what's the bigger picture and why is that ticket even happening? And it's because we have all these tools that aren't really integrated, and processes within these tools that aren't speaking to each other, and there's not good data integrity and all of that stuff. And so it really is being able to zoom out, think strategically, build roadmaps, help companies evolve so that they have seamless adoption of technology.
That's right. And what you want to prevent is to make a decision about your technology at 2 a.m. when your server goes down.
Yeah,
And
entirely.
the decision's probably not the greatest. And what we try to help you is that you would have a plan, and that you actually know if technology will break, and the support will always be needed. I think the difference maker is, do you have a strategy and plan in place, and know actually the way forward that's going to benefit your business.
Yeah.
If you only utilize technology as a kind of the necessary evil, or the utility that it's just like, hey, it just keeps the lights on, I think you're missing out.
Yeah.
And so with a little bit of the invitation, like I said, if you bring the technology out of the closet and go, hey, do we have the good relationship with technology, or are we only dealing with technology when there's a problem? And we can have the conversation when things are good, or that we can help you prepare. So it's not technology is only the cost. I would flip it and say technology is an investment.
Yeah.
And to invest at the strategic times into the strategic tools and processes can really unleash your business. Yep. And if you are only stuck in the just fix it for me and fix it as quickly as possible, whether it's with the duct tape and bubble gum at 2 a.m., I think, again, you were missing out.
Yeah. I mean, what you're talking about, too, is a leadership style of not just reacting, but responding. Like
That's right.
Having a plan for how you're going to respond when the server crashes at 2 a.m. Well, you would have a backup and disaster recovery plan in place. Some businesses don't even have that. And so to come in and provide that level of guidance and leadership at the level that the client needs takes a level of emotional in a level of EQ for you to be able to understand, okay, what are the factors, what are the relational factors within this leadership team, and where can I provide the most value for this business?
And for some companies, it's actually really, really great to have a fractional or outside person peeking in, because it's less emotional. It can be more fact driven. We can focus on the KPIs or the indicators, or let's throw all the soup alphabet on it, or alphabet soup on it. The KPI or the ROI, as I mentioned, kind of the investment, and to make sure that it's not just this is how we've done it for so many years, or this worked for us for last 3 years. Is it going to work for us in the next 3 years?
Yeah.
And like you mentioned, as you scale the business, some things might have to change. And whether it's the complexity, or you suddenly, a lot of companies start realizing we were able to manage the multiple tools, and Bobby used this to communicate, and Jenny used that to send information. Now we have to actually streamline and make it scalable. And yes, so that's something when you're coming from external or as a fractional leader, you might have a little bit more clarity and see, why are you guys doing this again?
Yeah. So there's this awesome picture that I saw recently that is directly relatable. SpaceX, Elon Musk's company. It's a picture of like one of their first rocket ship engines, and it just looks ridiculously complicated, extremely complex. And as they've evolved, they've actually simplified the technology.
That's right.
And now the engines almost look like fake. Like they almost don't even look. It's like, how is all of that that you see on that side. And I wish I had the picture I could show, but I don't know if you've seen it. It's
I have,
drastic.
yes.
And it's really cool because they're evolving. As technology evolves, complex does not mean better.
That's right.
More steps does not mean stronger cybersecurity.
Or more tools.
More tools doesn't
more
mean
efficiency, yeah.
more efficiency. And so it's really neat to kind of bring that overarching perspective to our clients that are focused on delivering a really great service or product that they have, that we can come in and now further support what they're doing going forward. But guess what? You don't even have to be a support client to be a fractional client. And so now somebody who may have not been a good fit for us in the past is going to go, well, wait a second, there's more that LogicSpeak can do to help us. And I'm excited about that fact as well. We could probably talk about fractional stuff for a long time, but I want to kind of land the plane on this conversation a little bit about just kind of talking about the event that we went to. So to kind of set the table, before coming to LogicSpeak, I worked for a really large IT software vendor in our space. Mm-hmm. And they have a huge event that they do every year called DattoCon. And so you and I got to go to DattoCon because it's directly relevant to our roles. It's helpful for us to continue to grow. In fact, two of our core values are we keep improving and we love our craft. And the way that we can do that is by continuous improvement, by mm-hmm. learning and education. It also was a lot of fun to go back to Miami, where I used to be. I was based here, but headquartered out of Miami, and got to travel there a lot and see well over 100 colleagues that I used to work with, and introduce you to a bunch of people.
That's right, and thank you for not leaving me behind. It was great to see Kaseya and this giant company through the relationships that you had, and it was great to learn from them and from other MSPs or businesses in our space, and kind of rub shoulders and like you said, to learn and glean kind of what's going on, and where the industry is going.
There were three big things that stood out to me, and I want you to comment on two of them, and then I have comments on one of them.
Sure.
Okay. The first is fractional IT leadership and AI.
Okay.
Those are both areas that you and I are very focused on right now, that our company's very focused on. We're building an agent internally for some really cool things that we'll be announcing here soon, shortly. We're helping our clients become more resilient with AI companions, and then figure out if they should custom build or go buy a package out there that has a custom agent and all that fun stuff.
Or even just help them understand what AI actually is, and can they use it and how to use it.
So that's true. So from the conference perspective, how did that inform your vision and your direction going forward with how we're helping our clients with AI and then the fractional leadership?
Yeah, it was very, very affirming. So one thing is, anytime there's a technical conference or IT conference, you'll hear about AI. You might not hear as much about the strategic thinking and fractional leadership, but leadership in general, it's absolutely critical. So the way we focus on and help guide our clients through the AI adoption process, and just to guide them and make them being able to utilize AI in a practical ways. Because it doesn't have to be, we all look at AI and go, man, this is amazing. And then we go, how could I actually use it, and what can it do? And it can be so overwhelming, then we just kind of shut it down and ignore it, because it's like, I don't even know where to begin. And so there, the leadership and the guidance comes when we can come and help you kind of break it down and go, what are the parts where you could actually utilize AI, and what's the difference between the automation and AI, and should I build or should I buy, or do I have the processes in our organization ready for AI? Do I have the clean data that it's needed? And then to move back to the fractional part is, do I have the clarity and the vision, or do I just stay focused on the problems like we mentioned? Do I get derailed by every ticket or every little technical glitch? Or do I have a strategy behind it? And is somebody helping me carry the load of, hey, am I ready if something goes down? Do I have a plan to scale? What if my company suddenly makes it big and we doubled in size? Is our infrastructure, can it handle? Can my employees communicate effectively or utilize all the tool to deliver and to achieve the goals that we set for ourselves?
Yeah. Yeah. They talked a lot about it. I mean, it was really cool. It seemed like every main stage session, every breakout had a hint or just a blatant in your face. If you're not doing something with AI, for AI, about AI, you're missing the train.
That's right.
Yeah. And so obviously it's a repetitive thing. I feel like everybody's tired of hearing that. So then it's practically speaking, what do we do? And you just did a great job kind of outlining what that looks like.
It might not have to be as scary as it sounds.
I totally agree. Totally agree. Jason often attributes it to a similar feeling that was had in the early 2000s when the cloud came along.
That's right.
And it was like, oh, the cloud was spooky. Where is the cloud? Who is the cloud? What is the cloud? A cloud is just another server somewhere else. Like,
yeah, the way I say it, it's somebody else's basement.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's a hole in the ground in Texas with a lot of coolant, and it costs a lot to keep running. But it doesn't need to be scary, and proper adoption, proper cybersecurity around it, and having a strategic mind about it, I think is how you attack it. I think the most encouraging and affirming thing for me, one of the things we've been talking about internally a lot lately, and we've been doing this, but we just haven't really talked about it as much from like an advertisement or sales motion side of things. But historically, our industry was very compartmentalized. You had IT support, fixing printers, log on a computer. Then you had cybersecurity. That was a separate company, they did all the cyber. And then you had, I don't even know that we were really touching much compliance. You know, HIPAA compliance has been around forever. But
I think it was more related, everything that you had in your building, how it's run, the cybersecurity is how do you keep everybody out?
Yep.
And then from the compliance is, do you meet all the requirements from
No, totally.
So that's how I would put it.
But as time has gone on, it maybe 5-6 years ago, it became relevant and necessary for a leading IT provider to both be able to provide the IT and the cyber, because so much of that is integrated. The tools are integrated. The alerting and ticketing. When the cybersecurity drops an alert, the support team is able to triage and fix and mitigate. And oftentimes, we're stopping threats before our clients even know about them.
That's right.
Which is really cool.
That's right. The size of the infrastructure grew infinitely, pretty much.
Sure.
It grew from your little office or from your big office, and it became internet.
Yep.
And it became the cloud, and so it's a really important that anybody who you do technology with is mindful of the compliance. Does it meet the requirements? Is it keeping you safe?
Yeah.
And again, the strategy or thoughts behind it is if you're just reacting to a ticket or a breach, you're already behind.
Yep.
And so we try to actually guide you through what things you have to have in place and what we can prevent so your infrastructure can stay in place, because it's not in your office anymore. It's in data centers in Microsoft or Amazon or all these other providers. Yep. And how do you keep your data and your users safe?
Yeah, totally. What's interesting now is everybody's got to have a cyber liability insurance policy. And so when we talk about compliance, the first kind of step is, are you compliant to the policy that you've checked a box saying you're compliant to? Because if in the case that there's a breach and you go to your insurance provider and say, hey, I need to cash out on my policy because we had to do all this mitigation and, dealing with all of this data restoration and all of that. If you weren't compliant with your policy, guess what? You're not getting a payout. And so that's kind of the first line. And then there's certain industries and certain businesses that have to adhere to other regulated compliance standards like CMMC or HIPAA or FIPS or SOC or NIST and all these other abbreviations. And so one of the things that we're really focused on going into 2026 and just into the future is being a little bit more proactive in how we talk about compliance and our abilities to help our clients become and maintain compliance.
That's right. If you as a business get that kind of survey or questionnaire, and
Yep.
you are trying to guess the answers, please don't.
Yeah, please don't.
It's very, very dangerous, and invite somebody who can help you answer those correctly, or even if the answer is no, I don't know, that they can help you answer it and make it or implement it into your business so you can answer yes and be safe.
Yeah, 100%. It was really helpful, encouraging, affirming for at the conference so many people to talk about that. It's something I've been aware of, and again, it's something that we already do for a lot of our clients, but being able to actually talk about it and see that this is going to be a major focus going forward as regulations and requirements get more strict, we got to be prepared for it. So, man, it was awesome. I loved traveling together. We had such a good time. It was fun to introduce you to like I said, 100+ old colleagues, and just get to enjoy some quality time. What was your favorite part of the trip altogether?
Other than time with you?
Yeah, I was going to say that definitely could be the answer if you would like it to be.
No, it was really great to like we mentioned, see the future of MSP and see where the industry is heading.
Yep.
Having so many people that we could get the reality check of what everybody else is doing, and are we going the right direction?
Yep.
Strategize with them, find the small improvements that we can implement in our world to deliver even better service for you. So I think that was really impactful and exciting.
Well, I appreciated just the opportunity to learn and grow together, and I'm excited about that. And man, thank you for taking the time to come on the podcast, and I appreciate you sharing more about what it is that you're doing for us here at Logic Speak. And if any of it resonated with you, I'd encourage you to reach out to Andre. You can shoot him an email or add him on LinkedIn and follow along with what he's got going on here at Logic Speak. And then, like I said, this won't be the last time you're on the show.
Well, thank you for the invite. And this was great to connect and chat on this topic.
Yeah, man. Well, thank you all for listening. We'll be back next week with another episode. Andre, thanks again, man.
Thanks.